The first thing the book addresses on this little section on chapter number 15 is they talk about using a multiplication table. And I am completely against multiplication tables simply because you don't need them. They slow you down. It's just something, unless you have an incredible difficulty memorizing things like anything. I mean, if you can't remember, how old you are, your age, you can't remember your phone number, your street address, if you have some sort of problem remembering things, I would think that 6 times 6 is 36 is something you've been doing for so long you don't need it. But there are a couple things here. Multiplication is nothing more than multiples, which, anybody know what multiples are? Okay, multiples are...
The numbers you multiply?
No, those are actually, well, let me write that down. 6 times 3. The numbers you multiply, because it comes up in this thing here, those are called what? Anybody know? Those are actually called factors. Okay, and the answer, which is 18 in this thing, is the product. And no math people have to come up with kind of goofy names for everything. So factors and product give you that thing there. Multiples. Is anybody? If I asked you to give me the multiples of 7, could you tell me what they are? Lance, they are
7, 14, 21.
Okay. Yeah. Let's say of 7. Multiples of 7 are 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Multiples go on forever. We'll put little dots there. Multiples are no more than counting by a number. And I'm sure you understand why it comes up in multiplication, because why do you suppose we talk about multiples in multiplication? Because this is 7 times 1, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, 7 times 4, 7 times 5. So if you know your multiples, really you already know your multiplication tables. That sort of thing. This is, we know this is 18 because you can either do it 2 ways. You can either find the first 3 multiples of 6, which is 18, or you could do the first 6 multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. You still get 18 as your answer there. But with that, they also throw at you this thing here. In multiplication, we have what's called the block. What is that? I've never seen this before. We have what's called the commutative property. Have we talked this before? You put this under multiplication. Anybody know what the commutative property is? And it's a good thing for you because it cuts your work virtually in half. Kate, the commutative.
Wait, so let's say you're multiplying 6 times 3, you could do 3 times 6. Okay.
What the commutative method says that you can rearrange numbers to make it easier for you, or harder for you if you like. Okay. In other words, if you saw something like this, 2 times 6 times 5, because of the commutative property of multiplication, most people like to multiply 5 and 2 together because that gives you 10, and 10 is easy to multiply by 6, right? This is the same, excuse me. This is the same as 2 times 5 times 6. Because of the commutative property, it says you can do that, and then that's really easy to do because it ends up being 60. Okay, but that doesn't work for everything. You can't do that with division, and you can't do it with subtraction all the time. You can do it always with multiplication. So that's the commutative property. And then one other property, or maybe 2 other properties, is called the property of 0. And that's a hard one too. what do you suppose the property of 0 says? Again, another thing when you're learning your multiplication tables. Kara, the property of 0 says?
Whenever you multiply something by 0, the answer is 0.
Right, multiplying by 0 gives you 0. And for good reason, because if you think of the multiples of 0, if I asked you to count by zeros, right, 0, 0, 0, 0. So 0 times 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gives you 0. That's a pretty tough one, isn't it?
No. Yes.
And then the last one is called the identity property. And I'll give you a clue. The identity property deals with the number 1. Just like when you multiply anything by 0, you get 0. The identity property, Drew Norquist says,
When you multiply anything by 1, you get the same.
Yep. If you multiply by 1, you get the same thing. So if you take 6 and multiply it by 1, you get 6. You take 3,563,704 times 1, you're going to get 3,563,704. Your answer. So you got the commutative property which says you can move things. You got the multiplication by 0 thing which says you get 0 anytime you multiply by 0, and then you have the identity property which says when you multiply by 1, you get the same thing. This has kind of been a lot longer than I thought. Don't you think? Okay. We're going to stop.